He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation, while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णावपूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अहं ब्रह्मास्मि। So good morning everyone, and good evening to the people on the other side of the world. Welcome to the part 4 of Tahar Vidya. So this is going to be again a reminder from the last week, जो हम पिछले हफ्ते बात किए थे, and we will cover it a little bit because that is a very important point that has to be understood and realized upon. So in order to begin this, I would like to start with a simple story. But when I just got a glimpse of these stories actually, and then when I understood the depth of that, I thought like this should be brought to you all. So the story goes like this. Let's see if we can understand how the depth of the story is, what it is all about. So story time. Okay, good. So as we all know, there are a particular kind of insect called as the moth, जिसे आप हिंदी में ये भी कह सकते हो patanga, right? So what happens? Moths are there. Those who you might have seen, they just come near the light and they get burnt in that. Yes, so that's what we call as the moth as well here. So one fine day, what happens is there are flies, makhi, So one fine day, the flies were having a group discussion. And while having a group discussion, they said that these moths can fly, so can we. What is such a big deal with those moths and between us? There should not be any difference, and might be we should also have some reservations. So then one the flies goes to the moth king, and when they went to the moth king and they said, rather they argued that we are also like the moth. As you can fly, we can also fly. To this, the moth king said, well, let's come to a conclusion by a simple test. If you are better, or you are good than us, or you are equivalent to us, whatever it is, let's put that into test. And the flies talked to each other and then said, okay, we are ready. And the flies agreed for the test. To this, the moth king said, go search for light. Because that's what all the moths does in general, right? They search for light. The moment the flies heard this, the flies went and quickly found light in the form of a lamp, in the form of a burning candle, in form of a diya, in form of a lighted bulb, in the form of a burning wood, and so on and so forth. And the flies were talking to each other. This was such a simple task. And as they have achieved it so fast, the flies returned with a great pomp and noise that they did it so easily. And they asked the moth king, so what is the decision? We have found light. To this, the moth king started laughing. He said, the decision is already made. The flies says, well, then tell us, how and why do you laugh then? The moth king again laughed and said, O dull minds, let me tell you this. The one who finds the light never returns. The one who finds the light never returns. But the ones who return have only seen the light, never felt it, never became it. So, what is this story all about? So, people can argue, people can talk, people can say a million things about their spiritual journey. But what it is all about? Because this time we are not in search of light. We are going to become the light. Because what did the moth king said? The one who found the light, it never returned. And Tahar Vidya is that light. Because if you understand this light, you will never return. Never return to what? Never return to tell your story again. Never return to this world again. Never return to do the drama again. Never return to be a part of this drama again, because you have become the light now. Are you willing to walk this path of liberation? So we are not going to be flies anymore. We are going to walk the entire path. We are going to reach it. We are going to make it. We are going to become that. And someday, some people will speak. Yes, there were moths. There were a small group of moths, not a huge group of flies. Those who not only found light, those who not only saw it, they became that. What do you choose to be? The one who saw it or the one who became that? Yes, your smile says a million things about it. Yes, let's then walk that entire path. So, as we were talking last time, I'll just take a few examples of last time and then we will go ahead with exploring it further. Remember this story. And while you remember this story, you will find there's this entire thing that we are going to talk is not a talk of the years. It's not a talk of a logic. It's not even a talk of just to hear and forget. It's going all the way through. It's going all the way into it. And as I said, I'm going to give you a process, but you will not do it. The first time I'm saying that, at least not when you are not in front of me, because that is the process. It's pretty typical. And I call that as the undeniable breath. ऐसी श्वास जिसे आप मना नहीं कर पाओगे. But at the same time, it is so powerful at a logical step as well, and awakening you into a spiritual realm within minutes. Although I'll allow you to do it for 3-4 times only, that would be not more than 30 seconds. But in the 30 seconds, you will realize like how come these small little things can awaken such huge potential within you. So, are you willing to learn this but not do it at your own? अपने आप से आप नहीं करोगे इसे. Then you can ask, then why I am telling this? I should not tell this. You know me, I cannot stop myself. So let's begin the journey again. The last time we had 3 major processes that we have learned till now. That is the seed meditation, disappear, and the third was, what's the third? Can you type it? Touch of the divine. So as of now, there are 3 processes that have been given in Tahar Vidya, and every step in that, you already know like how important it is or how typical it is and how effective is that. So today we will be adding one more to that, the undeniable breath. Can you remember this? Okay, what are the 4 things then? The seed meditation, disappear, the divine's touch, and the last one today that we will be going is the undeniable breath. When we were talking about the last week, it is understanding at a mind level that what I am not and what I am. In order to deal with that, we were talking about the subject cannot be the object. Means whatever I am able to see, I cannot be that. Because it becomes the very ground of all objects. Because I am there, that's why I can see. I am there, that's why I can feel. So without this, all of that, what is being seen, known, or tasted, or anything that you do with your senses, it is not possible. And it is all becoming possible because of you. Agreed to that? This is very simple, plain. Let's say you close your eyes. Can you see what is there in front of you? No, as simple as that. You become the base on which the object is appearing. Now, continuing with that, it is like light. See, we were talking about searching light, right? So it is just like a light. Everything becomes visible because of the light. But the light does not need another light to be seen. In the presence of light, everything is seen. But does the light needs another source of light to see itself? No, it is self-illuminated. Similarly, the Atman, what we look at, is like that light in whose presence everything is appearing. But does it need a light to appear on its own? Let's give you an example then. You can see your hand, you can see your face on the screen and whatever it is. Let's say suddenly the light goes off. It's blackout. Okay. The moment it is complete blackout, you cannot see your hand, face, or whatever. But do you disappear with the light? Just like your body disappeared into the darkness? Can you see? Even in your dreams, even when there is no light, you are still self-illuminated. You don't need an extra light or a torch to throw on you and say, can you see yourself now? What does that mean? That means you are self-illuminated, just like the light does not need an extra source. You don't need an extra source to realize I am there. Agreed? That means you are already illuminated. Illuminated is already another word for enlightenment. So are you already that? Now the question comes, oh no, how can I be? Agreed? Let me give you a technique today. A technique to be happy, a technique to be silent, a technique to be calm, especially when people talk about you. They do? They talk about you? If they talk about you, how important you are, you just see. Let's say, oh, your purple hair is so ugly. How do you feel when I said your purple hair is so ugly? Nothing, right? But the moment I say you are ugly, what happened? The first time when I said the purple hair is ugly, you did not accept it. That why? Because in your core, you know you don't have a purple hair on your head, right? That means when you are completely sure that there is nothing as such existing, a million people talking about that will not make any change in you. But when I said you are ugly, why did you accept it? That means it is not the saying of the other people. Somehow, somewhere within you, you accept that. Yes or no? So it's not what other people are saying. It's what you have said to your own self. So remember the purple hair story. What is the purple hair story? When somebody says anything to you, remember, I don't have that. Think of that. People say you are this, you are that, you are this, you are... Okay, but have you completely accepted that you don't have that? That purple hair. So when people start saying to that, just look at it. Oh, they are talking about the purple hair. How do I know? They must be doing something. They must be knowing it. What about me? A simple shift. The very previous moment I was saying you are illuminated, you are enlightened, you know this, you know that. But the very next moment when I gave you an example and you suddenly you get find, oh my God, ho sakta hai. Because somehow, somewhere, you have not accepted your completely. Now tell me, if you are that light of the divine, would you still deny yourself? If you are that flame that is burning in every aspect of life, would you still say, oh, I'm not a beautiful fire? I'm a little ugly fire because I'm just a small little fire. Will you say that? That's what I'm saying. Accepting yourself as that divine light, accepting yourself that you are already self illuminated, and in that space, if you start seeing yourself, because you don't need any external light to be seen, but the moment is you are covered with the talks and the darkness of the world, of illusion and of ignorance. But you are in search of light. So will you stop before finding it? Rather, you already are what you are seeking. Just we are reconfirming that you are that. But that reconfirmation takes time. Why? Because मैंने कहा ना, purple hair, no problem. You are not a great saint, you will accept. The moment I say you are a great saint, me, how can I be? That means, can you see the acceptance level of your own self? Tahar Vidya cuts that down. It says, it is not who you think you are, it is a thought that is making you become what you think you are. It's just a thought. A thought can bind you for ages. A thought can tie you up for lifetimes. And you know what we do? I was recently studying an article. In that article, it was said that the moment we become so angry, like we shout, especially that sound, it is said like if you are doing that for even 7 seconds, for the next 8 to 9 hours, that will rise your cortisol levels. Cortisol means blood pressure high हो जाएगा, आपका सर गर्म हो जाएगा. All that thing that they say. If you just make that sound for 7 seconds, and it takes nearly 8 to 9 hours to settle down. Now just think of, are you such a person who gives the 7 seconds to get a 9-hour of imprisonment? So be careful the next time we go there, because this is what the Vidya teaches. It does not say that you should not be angry or you should not be taking care or you not should be strong and sturdy. It says, while doing that, remember, the fire never burns itself. The fire is fire. The fire never burns itself. अग्नि कभी नहीं जलता, ईंधन जलता है. What burns? Whatever the burning substance has been put. It might be wood, it might be cloth, it might be whatever you are burning. It will burn, but is the fire burning? But yet we say the fire is burning. Can you see? We are not able to even see with our open eyes what is really burning. The fire is just fire. Similarly, what you should do? There is a very simple way. If you look at yourself and just think for a moment, how many karmas you must have done in your past lives? Heap full, room full, go down full. कितने होंगे, कितने कर्म किए होंगे आप? And then, ayo, so many karmas, you will say. My goodness, I have done so much of karma and I'm still running with it. Yes or no? Now tell me, how did you know that you did all that karma? You accepted it. You have categorized yourself with a big sticker on your head that I am somebody who could not be a saint, but of course a papi by default. Because ये बनना आसान है, वो बनना मुश्किल है. So let me choose the easier path. But if you have so much of, what do you say, fuel in you, when you are looking at your life, as I said, the fire does not burn, it burns the fuel. जो भी है, ईंधन जो है वो जल रहा है, उसी तरीके से you become the fire and burn down your karma. How would you do that? That means everything that is happening with you, to you, look at that as if that fire that you are is utilizing all that fuel to burn down on your karmic accounts. So that what happens? Just like a moth goes and hits the fire and loses itself completely. But what did it lose? It lost its body, but it became the light. Similarly, whatever is happening at this level of these worldly things, at the physical level, at the mental level, at a psychological level, at an emotional level, let this all be the fuel. And in whose presence all these things are appearing? In your presence. Remember that whenever things are happening to you, in that moment, awake. Awake to see that, okay, so everything is happening, but happening because I am the one who is witnessing it. And the moment you realize you are the one who is not just going through it, you are witnessing it, then you will see a distance will be created, a separation will be done. Even though then you are having a pain in the body, you see the pain in the body. You don't become the pain in the body. Takes a lot of sadhana into that, might be what you say. It appears to be pretty difficult. Okay? Anyhow, you have chosen so many difficult lives. Let's choose a difficult path this time to cross over. What do you say? Are you agreed? Are you willing to walk? Are you going to cross over? That's the bigger question. Because I'm walking. Are you joining? Is the question. I'm not coming back. Are you? Is the question again. So very simply, if we are willing to do that, let's walk today. It can be seen like space. Everything exists in the space, but space itself cannot be held or pointed at as an object. Now look at this. Every object can be kept in a space, but space cannot be pointed out as an object. So you are similar to that, because when we try to point at our own selves, it would be like pointing towards the space. Where is space? Everywhere. But can I see it? No, I just think like between two boxes there is space. But if I remove the boxes, can I see the space? You say, okay, this is space. Rather, the object is binding the space. Without the object, the space is still free. And even when the object is there, it is still in the space only. That means the entirety of the thing that we are looking at it, see yourself as that space. A space in which the emotions are there, the space in which the world is running, the space in which your desires are there, the space in which it's just like a box, right? But tell me, when all the objects are moved, will the space become a little smaller? Or rather, you have filled it with so much of things that the space seems small. So the art of letting go of the things that no more worry you, the things that no more will bind you this time. So we will dive deeper into those things as well. So understanding this, just like the light and just like the space, the knower does not need another person to point it out. It is self-evident. It neither needs a proof, because even the doubts that you have arises in the self. You can deny everything in this world. You can deny God, you can deny miracles happen, you can deny mantras work, but can you deny yourself? ये सब कुछ है, मैं नहीं हूं, कह सकते हो आप ये? That means you are the greatest proof of certain things that cannot be seen but are present in this world. And then this is why, because seeing it and understanding it is a very typical thing. You cannot point out the space. That's why what our sages said, especially Raman Maharshi was very famous about this. Neti neti. I am not this, I am not that, I am not this, I am not that. मैं ये भी नहीं, मैं ये भी नहीं means they started negating the things that I am not. It's just like not the body, not the mind, not the emotion, not the experiences. Then when I am nothing of all this, what remains? Because at the end, there will be something that will be remained and that cannot be denied. That undeniable presence, which cannot be objectified, yet without which nothing absolutely can be known. And that is that. तहर विद्या के क्या कह रहा है? जिसके ना होने से कुछ भी नहीं जाना जा सकता, उसे ऑब्जेक्टिफाई नहीं किया जा सकता, उसका प्रेजेंस को डिनाई नहीं किया जा सकता, और जिसके बिना कुछ नहीं जाना जा सकता, ये वही है. I told three things. Can you objectify yourself? Not the body, I'm talking about the light that you are. Can you objectify yourself? You cannot. Without you, can things exist? Because everything is appearing in your presence. Without you, will there be a experiencer? No. Can you deny that you are not that? Not there. Just say, I am not there. You cannot say that. Because in the darkness, because in any state, because anywhere, you are there. So when these three things come together, what it is said? It is that. तर विद्या कहते हैं जहां पे ये तीन गुण मिल जाए, ये वही है. क्या आप में ये तीन गुण हैं? Do you have all these three gunas? Then what are you? Now you will bring a little smile on your face and say, हाँ मैं हूँ, but you know us, right? We slip on again and again. We are that kid who loves going to the park and climb on the stairs and then slip down very happily. So climbing is difficult. Still we do the hard work, then slip down very happily because it feels so nice to slip down. But let's continue further on that. There is a beautiful way to see this in your own experience. When I said that its presence cannot be denied, it cannot be objectified, and without which nothing can be known. Let's do a very simple experimentation, or rather create our own experience in that. For a moment, close your eyes. आंख बंद कर लो 1 मिनट के लिए. Right now, just observe how your thoughts are moving. आपके मन में जो भी विचार चल रहे हैं उसे बड़े ध्यान से देखें कि विचार चल रहे हैं, द थॉट्स आर moving. And now, when you can see the thoughts are moving, you are aware of them. If a thought disappears, let's say there was a thought, you could see the thought, and now that thought has disappeared. My question is, have you disappeared with the thought? एक विचार आया, विचार चला गया, लेकिन आप वहां थे जिसने उस विचार को देखा। अब वो विचार वहां नहीं है, क्या आप भी उस विचार के साथ चले गए? Did you disappeared along with the thought? No? Very good. If your answer is no, you are getting it right. Now, look at your emotions that's running within you. It might be happy, it might be sad, it might be thinking of something else, it might be realizing something. So, whatever emotions are going along with you can feel that, you can see your emotions, right? Now, emotions change. Yes or no? This very moment you are happy, that very next moment you are a little sad, the third moment you might be ecstatic. You feel your experiences changing, right? Your emotions changing moment by moment, yes or no? Now, when you are experiencing that your emotions change, my question is, do you change with them? Very good. So, you don't disappear with your thoughts, you don't change with your emotions. That means there is something within you that remains constant, which is silent and witnessing the entire play, like how a thought came, went off, how a emotion came, went off, or else how do you say, कल ना मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा आया था, अच्छा कल आया था, आज आज मैं बड़ा शांत हूँ. So who is this person who knew that you were angry yesterday and calm and quiet today? That means there is an observer of everything, because that observer was there when you were angry, the observer is still there when you are silent, the observer is still there when you will be angry again. But this observer is constant, silent, without any noise, just witnessing the entire play. That constant is not something that you hold. Just like I want to hold to a thought, I want to think on this for a long time. If you do that, that is like holding on to something. But the witness that you are, do you hold to that? You don't, because it does not need to be. That constant is not required to be thought of, not required to be bound, not required to be chanted, because it is who, it is what you are. Now let me give you a very simple analogy or an example, and you still see or experience this with closed eyes, because imagining would become pretty easy for you. Let's say like you are looking at a camera. Now you all must have used a camera somehow or someday. Now looking at the camera, can you just experience this? A camera can capture everything in front of it. The people, the places, the events, the locations, the sceneries, the mountains, the rivers. It can capture everything in front of it, but it cannot capture itself unless a mirror is introduced. And even then, what it sees is only a reflection of it, not its true essence. Similarly, the mind can reflect upon many things, But the true subject that you are, the pure knower of all things, cannot be captured as an object with the mind. Because the mind is just like the camera. It can capture everything, but it cannot capture itself. This is why all the attempts that you do to find the self as an experience actually fails. Because experiences come and go. The self is not an experience. It is the very condition that makes all experiences possible. When this is seen not as an idea, but as a direct recognition. If you just realize this simple thing, a profound shift will happen within you. What is that? Just like as I said, when you attempt to find yourself, you don't find yourself. Because experiences, whatever experience you have, they all come and they all go. The self is not an experience. याद रखना इस बात को कि all the experiences that I am having, they are coming and going. But don't forget the experiencer. Because in the presence of the experiencer, every experience is coming and going away. When this is seen, as I said, that when the moment you look at yourself that you are the experiencer, a deep shift will happen within you. Then you will stop chasing objects, whether even it is material or spiritual also. You will stop trying to define yourself through changing phenomena of things that is changing in front of you. You begin to rest as the unchanging witness. And in that resting, something remarkable happens. Your efforts to become something or achieve something drops. Your seeking dissolves and a natural clarity emerges within you. And when this happens, you realize that you were never the body you were observing. You were never the mind you were analyzing. You were never the emotions you were feeling. You were always the knower. And that knower is not personal. It is not limited. It is not separate. Because it is that. Just like the eye can see everything except itself, yet without the eye, nothing is seen. For a moment, take one aspect of life, might be a thought, might be an emotion. Hold on to that thought or that emotion. Take a lighter one, you don't have to go very deep in it. Just hold on to a thought. Or let me help you with this, a thought that is worrying you. It has been proven scientifically that if you spend at least 90 seconds on one thought, whatever happened to you, if you spend 90 seconds to completely analyze, see, and let the thought go away, you will not be bothered with it. And if you don't, you will live with that thought for almost a long, long time and even lifetimes. So take one thought, one emotion, and for the next 90 seconds, look at that as a observer. See what has happened, what actually did not happen, what story you created, and how only in the presence of you this is appearing, but that thought will disappear somehow. You will still be there. It's just like this. You become the screen on which every Friday a new movie comes. It runs for a week, goes away the next week. What happens to the screen? It still stays clean. It still stays unstained. It still stays unmoved. It still stays present. Tahar Vidya brings a present with itself, and that's why the present itself is the present. In this moment, take any thought for 90 seconds, look at it, acknowledge it, learn from it, let it go. And your time starts now, and after 90 seconds, I will say you to stop. Okay, so time starts now. And stop. This is a very simple practice. If you can invest these 90 seconds to any particular thought, you will see that you have been paying a lot of EMIs to that thought, not clearing the debt in 90 seconds. That's why it keeps on coming back again and again and again. It's just like a child unattended. Let's say the child is hungry. He comes, you give one small piece of chapati to its mouth. It goes around, plays, again comes back to you. Why? Because the hunger has not been completed. Now, this time he comes, you catch hold of it with a bet. Now sit, eat it completely. And then you let it go. एटलीस्ट for 3-4 घंटे के लिए आपके पास नहीं आएगा वो. Yes or no? Treat your mind just like that child. And if you practice this 90-second process, you will see many of your clutters that is filling up your space will be taken care of. You can do this, right? The 90-second. Can you invest this time for your own self? Because that would save you a lot of time. Now, is it easy? It's not easy for the flies. But for the moths, they go all the way. And you have already chosen in the morning with a smile, you chose the moth pill. So you cannot say that this is not easy. Because once, I still remember this story, like King Janaka and Astavakra, right? King Janaka once asked sage Astavakra, how can I attain liberation? Astavakra in that moment did not give him any rituals. He did not even give any practices. He simply said, you are already free. Just drop the idea that you are bound and tied. He simply said one thing, you are already free. Drop the idea that you are bound by your past, by your karma, by your future, by your desires, by your experiences, by your thoughts, by your responsibilities. Even in this moment, and for a moment, if you drop that and accept that you are already free, and this moment, your life flies away. Will you be bound to anything? हाँ, दुख तो होगा, कितना सुंदर घर बनाया था मैंने, कितने जतन से पाला था इसे. Okay, you did a good job, but remember, this is not your permanent address. So in that moment, that's what I said. The moment Ashtavakra said to Janaka, you are already free, drop the idea that you are bound. In that moment, Janaka awakened. Just one statement and Janaka was aware. Why? Because Tahar Vidya is such a Vidya which is not gradual. आज आएगा, कल आएगा, परसों आएगा. No, it's not gradual. It's immediate. Because liberation is not achieved. It is recognized. Does a moth achieve fire? No. It just simply jumps into it and becomes that. अब आता है how to bring this into complete awareness. And we all know there are 3 simple steps that has been told so many times. So in order to grasp or truly grasp the Tarvidya, you must pass through 3 very subtle yet powerful stages which you already know. But this time not as a rigid practice, but as a natural deepening of clarity within your own self. What are the 3 steps? Very simple. The Shravanam, the Mananam, the Nididhyasa. कैसे करोगे इसे? As we all know, Shravanam. Let me deal with it for a little bit so that for the people, those who might be listening it for the first time, they understand that. So Shravana, the listening, is the beginning. It is the moment when truth first enters your awareness. Not as information, but as a possibility. As I said, you are already free. You are the divine flame. Might be for the first time when you hear that. Do you think that statement is true or it is a ear pleasing statement? How do you know that it is not just a ear pleasing statement? कैसे पता चला कि आई एम नॉट जस्ट ट्राइंग टू फूल यू अराउंड एंड जैसे तुम लोगों को कुछ पता नहीं, मैं ऐसे बोल के 2 घंटे का सेशन लेके चला जाऊंगा? हाउ डू यू नो दैट? Now you are doing neti neti without me saying. Did you realize what Janaka did? Astavakra did not give him process. I am doing the same thing to him. I'm just asking, how do you know that you are already liberated? How do you know you are the Atman? Now your mind is giving you examples. I am the Atman because I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. But at the same time, these are not ear pleasing statements. These are truth. That's why you know it. Why you know the truth? Because you are the truth. Even though you witnessed the truth when it was appearing, you were there. Even now, when I say you are the Atman, you cannot deny yourself. You cannot deny it because that is the truth. Yes or yes. So that means when I said you are liberated, accept the thought that will bring that no. Accept that thought. Can you give me any other way that you are not liberated? The thought can be of thought of karmas, the thought of this world, the thought of whatever you say that why you are bound. It's all thought, right? But if you drop all those thoughts, just sit there for a moment, again do this. Close your eyes, sit there, drop all the ideas about your own self. Just whatever comes to your mind about your own self, just drop that. I am this, my name is this, I live here, I have this, I have these many people in my family, I have these many problems in my life, I have these many issues, I have whatever, whatever comes to you. Just take a 90-second again. Even drop your experiences, even drop everything that you think about your own self. सारे ideas को drop कर दो. Even to the idea, what is he saying? 90 seconds. Your time starts now. Don't stick to any vision. The moment you detach everything, you will experience the expansion within your own self. And your time's up. Look at your posture. Don't change anything. Just observe the way you are sitting. Can you observe how you are sitting? Without even moving your eyes, you can actually experience. Now, again, if that is a thought that how you are sitting, drop that thought just like a drop drops itself into the ocean. A thought dropped. You are left with nothing. Now, in this moment, can you meditate? Become that space. become like the screen. Take a slow, deep breath and exhale it slowly through the mouth. Three times. Now open your eyes. Now take these three fingers of your hand. Okay. ये दो ऐसे जोड़ दो. The small and the thumb were locked. These three fingers are there. Clearly दिख रहा है? Can you see this? Now take this and just behind the ear, कान के पीछे. Just where you can feel the bone and there is a soft part, right? Here, just try to just rotate it like 5 to 7 times. A little bit of pressure, 5 to 7 times, and then slowly bring it down. Slowly bring it down. Slowly pull it down. Leave it. And now close your eyes and see like how do you feel. So this is another way of calming down your stress, your sympathetic nerves. Just 3 to 5 times press and then pulling it down. You will experience immediate calmness within you. Now, did you do a guided meditation? Did you do a visualization? Did you do a imagination? You just sat. Now, when you have that doubt whether you can sit or not, did you realize it is not the story of the flies becoming moth? It is actually the story of the moth thinking itself to be the fly. आप कहते हो कि ध्यान नहीं लगता, मेडिटेशन नहीं होता, चुप नहीं बैठ सकते, ये सब कहानियां सुनाते हो ना आप। और आप कहते हो कि मैं अच्छी कहानियां बोलता हूँ। कभी अपने आप को देखो, मेरे से बेटर कहानियां आप लोग बोलते हो। यू आर एक्चुअली बेटर एट टेलिंग स्टोरीज देन मी, है कि नहीं? लेट मी से दिस, मैंने आपको देखा ना, आई जस्ट से, ओ यू लुक सो टायर्ड, व्हाट डू यू से आफ्टर दैट? हाँ क्या करे, वो रात में नींद नहीं हुई, 2 दिन से सोया नहीं ठीक से, वो जल्दी उठना पड़ा, वो ये काम करना पड़ता है, कितना स्ट्रेस है, कितना ये है, एंड यू गिव मी ए एंटायर स्टोरी लिस्ट। जैसे कि मानो अब तक तुम थके हुए नहीं थे, मुझे बस पूछने की देरी थी, और जैसे ही मैंने पूछा पूरी कहानी बाहर। व्हाट डू यू से? हु इज ए बेटर स्टोरी टेलर, टेल मी? If I only say you look a little tired, and there is a long list of story coming. हाँ हाँ, आप जानते हो ना क्या हो रहा है मेरे जीवन में, हाँ बताओ, मेरे पास बहुत समय है। How many of you are laughing, realizing that your stories are better than me? This is self-realization, है कि नहीं? Oh, that's another story. Like Deepika ji says, you can never say wrong. But do you tell stories or not? How many times here those stories are true? How many times these are exaggerated stories? अब सिंपल मूवी किसे पसंद है? हर मूवी में थोड़ा तो कुछ होना चाहिए, है ना? तो वैसे मेरी कहानी बिल्कुल सीधी सादी कैसे हो सकती? थोड़ा तो मसाला डालो उसमें लगे। इवन मैगी दैट कम्स विथ ए मसाला ऑल्सो, जस्ट थिंक ऑफ। तो मैगी अगर मसाला डाल सकता है तो मेरे कहानियों में मसाला क्यों नहीं? व्हाई नॉट? But the thing is, it's not about what the story you tell, because that's how you express yourself, right? That's why story is all about. मैं जानता हूं, मैं आपको बुरा नहीं कह रहा हूं, मैं कह रहा हूं कि लोगों को समझाने के लिए आपको कहानियां बोलनी पड़ती है, जैसे मैंने मुझे आपको समझाने के लिए कहानियां बोलनी पड़ती है। दैट्स ओके। लेकिन अपने आप से भी कहानियां बोलते हो। यू टेल स्टोरीज टू योर ओन सेल्फ ऑल्सो, फॉर अदर पीपल आई अंडरस्टैंड, उनको समझाने के लिए, इन ऑर्डर टू मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड, यू टेल स्टोरीज। बट व्हाट अबाउट यू, द स्टोरीज दैट यू टेल योर ओन सेल्फ? The moment I say you are beautiful, how many you accept that? You will accept it in this moment because there is no story going on about you are not beautiful within you. Movie chala gaya hai. But the moment the movie runs that you are not, then I can tell 100 times and you say, I agree to what you say, but it does not feel like that. हाँ चलो धवल जी, यू लुक हैंडसम बोल देता हूँ, अगर ब्यूटीफुल अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है आपको तो क्या बोलोगे? That's how it is. Why are you liking yourself now? A good movie running in the, एक अच्छी मूवी चल रही है अभी। बट लेकिन अगर मूवी ही आपके जीवन को चला रही है तो अच्छी मूवी क्यों ना चलाए, बताओ? If movies are running, if stories are running our life, what kind of stories, what kind of movie should run in the theater that I have? We have a projector in the mind, the thoughts, then the experiences are there. Can you see the entire drama theater is within you? But again, in whose presence is the drama happening? The moment you remember that, you separate yourself from the drama and then you become the observer of it. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं अच्छी कहानियां बोलता था या बोलता हूं, आई टेल गुड स्टोरीज, बट हु इज दिस आई हु इज सेइंग ऑल दिस? इतना ज्ञान कहां से आया? So these are like we were talking about the Shravana. When you, when I say you are the Atman, you somehow agree to that because you know the truth. So the first time जो truth सुनाई देता है ना कि आप liberated हो, you are already free, you are that divine. When you hear that for the first time, it is not easy to grasp, but it creates a possibility. है ना? जैसे हर एक चीज के लिए एक पॉसिबिलिटी क्रिएट किया जा सकता है, इसमें एक अवेयरनेस आता है और एक पॉसिबिलिटी आती है. The moment I say that you are that, and somehow somewhere you cannot deny it completely. अच्छा, मैं अगर बोलूं कि you are a good person, can you deny it completely? कि नहीं, मैं ही सबसे बुरा हूं, मेरे ही सबसे ज्यादा बुराइयां भरी हुई है. जब आप ये कहते हो यही आपकी अच्छाई है. जैसे हमारे किंडरगार्टन की स्टूडेंट आभा जी कहती है, मैं तो गुरुजी बिल्कुल एक छोटी सी नाबालिग बच्ची हूं, मुझे क्या पता. मैं वही कहता हूँ. उषा जी जैसे कह रहे, नाबालिग सब कुछ समझ में आता है. Then that's where I say that when you are accepting all those things, can you see the goodness hidden in that? जब आप अपने आप को कहते हो कि नहीं, शायद मैं उस लायक नहीं हूं, बट did you realize that even in that saying, somehow you know what is required to be done? अगर आपको पता नहीं होता कि क्या चाहिए, आप कैसे कह रहे हो कि आई एम लिटिल बिट शॉर्ट देन दैट, मैं थोड़ा कम पड़ जा रहा हूं उसमें? कैसे पता चला आपको? हु टोल्ड यू, हु गेव यू द स्केल? No one. That means your humbleness keeps you grounded. That's what they say, right? And I see you are too humble. That's why you are grounded on this earth. You are grounded in this Maya. है कि नहीं? You accept all your, what do I say, shortcomings. You never accept the great things, the good things that you do. Do you? उसमें क्या है महादेव, ये सब तो होता रहता है. नो, जब अच्छे चीजें करते हो, यू डोंट एक्सेप्ट दैट, बट यू एक्सेप्ट ऑल दैट यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू. दैट मीन्स क्या है उसमें? यू फॉरगॉट वन स्टेटमेंट, पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णाव पूर्णमुदच्यते. दैट द वन दैट आई एम नेवर incomplete. I am never seek anything to make myself complete, because that is complete when it is one. When it separates itself also, it is still the complete. जैसे एक पानी के, if I take a glass full of water, it is complete. But if I take a drop of water and drop it somewhere, does it become incomplete? Or the drop of water is complete in itself? क्या आप ये कह सकते हो कि आभा जी, जो ग्लास के अंदर जो पानी था वो H2O था, क्योंकि मैंने उसमें से एक ड्रॉप निकाल के बाहर डाल दिया, अब वो H2O नहीं रहा, वो H1O हो गया? कैन यू टेल दैट? इसका मतलब क्या है? ये उसमें भी पूर्ण था, ये अब भी पूर्ण है। अच्छा, वो ड्रॉप से अगर मैं और एक छोटा सा माइक्रो ड्रॉप निकाल दूं, will it say I am no more H2O, I am just the O left out? हो सकता है क्या? नहीं ना? What does that indicate? It indicates so simply, even if you think that you are the drop of the minutest drop of that divine, will you become different? Will you become separate? Will you become half? Will you become incomplete? Or even in the slightest of the drop, you completely carry the wholeness and the completeness of that divinity. So, batao, when you say that you are not complete, when you say that you are not enough, is it a true, is it a true statement? Just like the water droplet saying, I am no more the H2O. मैं H2O कैसे हो सकता हूँ? समंदर H2O हो सकता है। मैं H2O कैसे होता है? रिवर हो सकता है। मैं H2O कैसे हो सकता हूँ? वो बड़ा जार हो सकता है। मैं तो एक छोटा सा बूंद हूँ। Are you different from the divine? In the smallest, minutest, fractionest space that you are, can you be different? Can you be separate? Can you be something else? Can you be incomplete? The answer is no. Just like as far as I take away the water droplets, make it smaller and smaller, it will still have the same quality. I have the same quality. And that's why I say Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnava Purnamudachyate. What makes you incomplete? The thought, the mind, the game. You might look incomplete for the world. You might look short from the world. But let me ask you, is the world complete? Is the one who expects you to be complete, are they complete? Two beggars standing in front of each other asking for alms. That's where I say, जो पूर्ण है वो दे सकता है, जो अपूर्ण है वो ले सकता है. But in this transaction of this world, never ever become that droplet of water which does not have the complete formula of H2O in it. In this entire transaction. So, if I say you are the divine, so are you complete? Or you are half divine and half not? What's your choice? Yes, no, all right, no? Okay, so you are, that rehearsal is going on within you. Exactly that was what I wanted to do. Shravanam. Because the Shravanam will take you to Mananam, the next step of that. When you heard all these things, now every time you think like you are not complete, you will realize that that story of that water will again appear in you. Yes or no? वो कहानी फिर से आएगी. वो the thing that you heard created a possibility within you that might be knowing this small little phenomena can open doors for me. So क्या हो गया? Possibility create हुआ. पॉसिबिलिटी क्रिएट करने के लिए व्हाट डू यू डू? नाउ यू आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट. श्रवणम, नाउ यू आर डूइंग मननम. You are starting to rehearse that, think about that, learn about that. Because when you hear it for the first time, it may not yet be fully understood. But you know what it does? It disturbs your old assumptions. Shravanam is not just hearing words, it is allowing the truth to be received without any resistance. It is like a seed being sown, a seed being planted. At this stage, the mind may still argue, it might compare, it might doubt, but once this seed has been put into the ground, something deeper has already been touched, because now the seed that was sitting idle for so much of time cannot remain the same, because it has been grounded, it has been planted, it has been watered. सोचो, एक बीज बहुत दिनों से आप रखे पड़े थे, उसे कल सुबह लेके ज़मीन में गाड़ देते हो और उसमें पानी डालने लगते हो. Can the seed remain the same as it was? Even though a plant does not grow out of the seed, but will the seed remain the same? सड़ जाएगा, गल जाएगा, कुछ तो होगा, लेकिन वो वही बीज नहीं रहेगा. और ज़्यादातर चीज़ों में वो एक पेड़ बन जाएगा. It will start its journey of becoming. Similarly, when you hear the truth does that to you. Something that you have been believing is shaken. Something that you have been believing is broken. It will actually, if it is not able to break, it will disturb what you thought about your own self. And at this stage, the mind, as I said, might argue, but that's okay. But it will never go back to the same space, because now it has been touched with another truth. Then what you do? You go for the manana. There is reflection. Reflection or mananam is a space where actual the churning happens within you. Here you don't just blindly accept what you have heard. You question it, you test it, you examine it through direct observation and logic. It says that if you are not the body, then who is aware of this body? If thoughts are changing, how can they define you? This stage removes all the intellectual confusion. If doubts are not suppressed, they will be dissolved. It is just like this: when gold is purified by intense heat, understanding just like that becomes clear through your inquiry, through asking, through questioning. Mananam will transform the borrowed knowledge, which was not yours, into a personal clarity. If I sit with that thought, if I analyze that thought, if I bring clarity to that thought, that will no more be a thought that I have asked, heard, or taken from somebody. It becomes your truth. Once this becomes, and once the clarity appears in you, what you have to do? The nididhyasa, practicing it, or the complete absorption of that idea. This is a space where the knowledge will stop being something that you visit, you remember, you think over, you visualize. No, all these things will not happen. It becomes something that you live in a daily life. It is not going to be practice. It's not going to be a conversation. It is like a continuous being. You begin to remain absolutely established in that space. in that awareness, you will see the actions of the daily life will continue. Conversations will happen with others. Responsibility that you have, you will continue to do that and fulfill it. But internally, you will experience a shift. That shift is something that you should be aware of. Because in that moment, you will realize you are no more entangled. The truth is no longer something that you will sit and remember. It is something you cannot forget. And it becomes your natural state, true essence of your own self. And now these three steps, the Shravanam, the Mananam, the Nididhyasa, these three are not separate compartments. They actually flow into each other. Listening leads to reflection. Reflection leads to absorption. Absorption deepens the listening at a subtler level. And then it becomes a part of everyday life. And now we will do a practical experience in order to see if this works or not. Are you ready for experimenting? बोले और कर क्या सकते हैं, सेशन में बैठे हुए हैं, अब जो करवाओ. आभाजी बोले आके सुबह से बोला, गुरुजी ये जो 2 घंटे हम आपके सामने बैठे, हमारा हाथ ऐसे ही रहे. बोले बाकी जो तुम बाद में जाके हम श्रवणम मननम निधिध्यास करे ना करे, अभी के लिए श्रवण तो कर ही लेते हैं. So now a small little experimentation. धवल जी ध्यान से सुनना, क्योंकि बहुत काम आएगा आपके लोगों, आप जिनको मदद करना चाहते हो उनके बड़े काम आने वाली चीज है. Because now I'm going to keep philosophy too on the side. Rather, ये जो सारे बातें हैं, जरे विचार है ना, जो कहते हैं कि अरे तुम ये हो तुम वो नो, अब सारे फिलोसफी को साइड रखते हैं. लेट अस सी इट डायरेक्टली पॉसिबल है क्या नहीं, टू सी हु आई एम. ठीक, डायरेक्ट ग्लिम्स करके देखते हैं ये हो सकता है कि नहीं. कैसे करोगे? पहले संसार से आंखें बंद कर लो. मीन्स क्लोज योर आइज. Okay. The moment you close your eyes, you are actually not looking at many objects. You are actually can focus on one thing, right? Okay. But this time you are not closing your eyes to escape the world, but you are just closing your eyes to see things a little bit clearly. Okay. इसी बीच, in this moment, if I stop saying anything, did you realize thoughts are coming in and trying to find out, अच्छा कहाँ गए, क्या बोलने वाले हैं अगली बार, आगे क्या बताने वाले हैं. All these thoughts are going in within you. What is being told and what is going to be told. What can I learn? What did I miss? All these thoughts are going on, right? But do one thing, let the thoughts come and go. Do not interfere, do not control. Just allow it to happen. Take your time, allow your thoughts to come and go. Now gently turn your attention not towards the thoughts, but towards the one who is aware of the thoughts. Take your time. Ask within yourself without any words, who is aware of these thoughts? Do not try to answer, because any verbal answer will come from the mind. But the magical thing is the mind itself is being observed. Instead, look. Notice that thoughts are appearing and disappearing. But something is constantly moving. Something is continuously present. The thoughts are moving, you are present. That presence is not a thought, it is not an image. It has no shape, no boundary, no beginning, no end. But it is simply aware. So take rest in this space for few moments. Relax. There is no effort required to maintain this space. In fact, any effort that you put disturbs it. This awareness is already present before the question was asked, and it remains after the question fades away. This silence, the formless presence, is not something you created just now, because it has always been there during waking state, dreaming, and even in deep sleep, as the potential of knowing. That is that. And the more you return to the simple recognition, the more it becomes evident that this is not an experience that comes and goes, but the very ground of all experiences itself. Stay with it not as a technique, but as a remembrance, because this is not something to be achieved. This is what you already are. Take a deep breath. Slowly exhale. One more deep breath. Slowly exhale. One more deep breath. Slowly exhale. You can open your eyes. How do you feel? But as I said, there was one specific technique that I wanted to give you, but after reaching this state, I don't think like that should be given today. Is it okay? Can you wait till the next session? Yes, no, all right. There was this small little joke that we used to hear in our childhood. They said like that one person goes to the foreign countries for the first time and he just only knows three English words: yes, no, and all right. So for the first time when he goes to US, so he was there. Somebody was standing by his side, and that person has a bag by his side, means the foreigner had a bag, and this person goes and stands there waiting for the bus or something might be. And that very moment a thief comes and steals the bag of the other person, not the person who has gone, but the other person who is a resident of that place. The moment the thief runs away, this person realizes that he has to go to the other side of the street to catch the bus. And this fellow starts running. When this fellow starts running, the other person standing there looks that his bag is no more there. And he thinks like this person has stolen my bag, and he starts running behind him. Catches hold of him and he says, "You have stolen my bag." He says, "Which bag?" He just saying in through this words of expression, "Bag, you have stolen it." He says, "No." He calls the police people. Then the policeman asks, because he only knew three words: yes, no, all right. The police asks, "Did you stole the bag?" "Yes, yes, yes." "Do you have to say anything?" "No, no, no, absolutely no." "Then you will be taken to the jail." "All right." So I'm also asking the same thing to you. Is it okay? Yes, no, all right. Because you don't choose clearly with clarity, you will be bound. And that's where I ask you this. But let me tell you another story before I go. This story should awaken you. ध्यान से सुनना. Recently, I heard this story somewhere, and this is so magnificent. There was this one person who went to a village. Okay. And in the village, what he sees is like there is a temple somewhere up the mountain. It looks quite amazing from a distance. Far off in the mountains, seems like it is touching the sky. A wonderful weather, absolutely feels amazing, and this person is there to discover places. So he says, I should go to the temple and see what is there because it looks so magnificent and I am here to discover, right? Then just before he starts walking on to the starts his trekking in the mountains, he saw that there is an old lady who has a small little shop at the foothills of the mountain. So this person goes and says, Amma, how much hour would it take me to reach the temple? The lady did not answer. Then he thought the lady might be hearing a little louder. Then he said, Amma, how much time will it take for me to reach? She did not say anything. The third time he was a little frustrated and he says, can't you hear me what I'm saying? How much time will it take for me to reach the temple over there, over the mountain? That lady just smiled, did not say anything. Now this person was clear that that lady cannot understand his language or she is deaf. And then out of frustration, he starts walking towards the mountain. And he must have taken just 10-15 steps. That very moment, that lady shouts, 3 hours. Now this fellow returns back. Everybody has a peace of mind to give, right? So he comes back. 3 times I asked you how much time it will take for me to reach the temple. You did not said anything. And once I stopped asking you, you are telling me that it will take 3 hours. Then the lady said, how could I answer? I have not seen you walking. I have not seen you walking. How can I tell how much time will it take for you? Now that I have seen you walking, it will take 3 hours. Because as per my pace, it will take 5 hours. I have not seen you walking yet. So the meditation or the process that I'm saying looks like a top mountain, very good to see. So amazing it would be. And now you're asking, can I learn it today or next week? And you're asking this old lady, how much time will it take? The old lady is not answering. You ask again. And how many times many people just walk away, not ever realizing that I have not seen them walking yet. How can I tell how much time? But if I say a week, are you strong enough to walk through the week or you are weak enough that you will drop now? If I say a week, are you strong enough to sustain through this week or you are weak that you will fall right now? There are two words, right? W-E-E-K and W-E-A-K. So are you weak? Can you wait for a week? And that's where I say, in this entire series, what did I say? These are not flies. Be the moth. Don't just see the light, become the light. And then I said there are 3 steps. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa. You heard. Again, the ideas are heard. Remember the droplet? The drop of water does not becomes half H2O because it was separated from the full bottle. It still remains the H2O. Similarly, if you have been separated from the distance from the divine also, you are still complete. Purnamada Purnamidam. Then I also said like it is not only about listening because that listening will not keep you in the same space. It will stir something within you. It will break your old patterns or at least disturb your old patterns. Then a question will appear. Then it will become a daily practice. What are the 3 daily practices that have been already been given in this process of Tahar Vidya? The seed meditation, the disappearance, the touch of the divine. And then today again you were given an idea of the purple hair. Remember that. Then there was a process of calming your sympathetic nerves. You can do that. See, the day you realize this became the first time you heard this. The second thing you experience it. The third, if you practice it, it becomes your daily practice. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa. But will you go back ever again? Let's say tomorrow Vinay ji comes and says, take these 3 fingers, put it here, do like this, and then you will laugh. Oh, I know all these things. Did you realize that before this time you didn't knew that? But now if somebody comes and tells that to you, yeah, I know that. What happened? Might be a small little thing that was introduced to you for the first time broke the pattern of you not knowing it earlier. And thereafter, if you practice it, you can teach it better. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa. The thing Tahar Vidya is teaching us is don't only see it from afar. Dive deep into that. And I remember one thing that my grandfather told, if you want to create a big splash, you remember I might have told this story. If you want to create a big splash, you have to throw yourself. You remember, like there was a small little water surface and I was taking small stones and throwing into it. He says, what are you doing? No, I am creating ripples in that. Oh, he says, you want to create ripple? He just took me and threw me into the water. He said, that's how you create a ripple, a bigger one. The stones were creating small, small ripples. He just took me and threw me into the water. And the moment I fell, I splashed water outside. I was no more just the one watching the ripples being created. I was the source of it. And that's how, when you are walking in the path of spirituality, also don't throw stones and say, oh, wow, let me see how spirituality works or not. Throw yourself completely into that. Then not only will see the ripples, you will also experience how water feels like. Make sense? How many of you are ready to throw yourself into the water so that you create a bigger splash? How many of you are walking are ready to change from that, thinking yourself to be a fly and discovering that you are actually the moth? Not watching the flight, not seeing the light, not finding the light, it's becoming the light. That's what Tahar Vidya does to you. And at times Tahar Vidya is very simple and at times it is very complex. But what are we doing? We are the dictionaries. Complex words broken into simple experiences and understanding through words. And trying to say the things that cannot be spoken in words. And you are experiencing it also. Trying to understand the things that cannot be spoken with words. But someday walking through this path, you will reach to that space which cannot be spoken of. Till then, let's walk. Rather we fear moth, let's fly. See you again in our next session. Up until then, Aham Brahmasmi and Tattvamasi. Again coming back to the source again. Up until then, may you keep walking, may you keep flying, may you keep realizing, may you keep experiencing, may you keep realizing that you are the Tahar Vidya. You are that. Yes, Haribhai. You raised your hand or you sent a heart?
No, nothing, Manaji. Just I did.
Okay. Okay.